Alright guys, so this should be the first video of my Algebra 2 series, and in this episode we're going to be talking about adding and subtracting functions. So we got 3 tasks here. Alright, if your teacher ever tells you to find... Okay, so we have this notation. What does that even mean, first of all, if your teacher ever asks you to do that one day? Well, all this is basically saying is you're taking the function of x, f of x, right here, and you're adding that to the g function, g of x. This is just a different way of writing it. F plus g in the parentheses, and then the x in the separate parentheses. These are just different ways of writing the same thing. So this would also be f of x minus g of x, and then this would be g of x, g of x minus f of x. So we're going to start with a. All it is at this point is just a matter of writing it out. So what's f of x? Well, we know f of x is x squared plus 3x plus 1. And we're going to surround this by parentheses. It's not necessarily important for addition, but it will be important for subtraction because you do not want to get confused. But for now, we're just going to keep things in parentheses. We're going to separate them out. And then plus g of x, which is also x plus 1. And then since there's no fancy tricks here, it's just a plus, everything's going to stay the same when we distribute, right? It's not no sign. The signs aren't going to change. So it's just going to be x squared plus 3x plus 1 plus x plus 1. And then all we do from here, guys, is just combine like terms. So we don't have anything else to combine with x squared, so we're just going to leave the x squared there. Then we have, let's see, 3x and x, those are like terms. Combine those, 4x. And then we have the 1 and the 1, which ends up being adding up to 2, which means that f plus g of x is equal to x squared plus 4x plus 2. Alright guys, so I did find a way to actually copy and paste some of this stuff, so that's pretty cool, I think. So we're just going to continue on with part B. So here we're looking for f minus g of x, which is the same thing as f of x minus g of x. So we're just going to follow the same process here, except we're subtracting the two functions. So we're going to start with f of x, so that's x squared plus 3x plus 2. And we're going to keep this in parentheses. And this is very important, especially when you're doing subtraction. And then we're going to have the minus sign. Make that a better minus sign. Minus. And then we're going to have the g of x function, which is x plus 1. And now we're going to use the distributive property, right? So like here, obviously nothing distributes there. I shouldn't say nothing, but a positive number distributes there, which would be a positive 1. So everything there would stay the same. So I'm going to get rid of that. But, however, on this side, the negative is distributed. So we're going to keep the f of x the same, of course. That doesn't change. And then since we distribute the negative, it's going to be minus x minus 1. And then at this point, all we're doing is combining like terms. So we have x squared. Let's see. We have 3x and negative x. Those are like terms, so that's plus 2x. And then we have plus 2 minus 1, so 2 minus 1 ends up being positive 1, so we're going to add 1 at the end. And that's it, guys. So f minus g of x is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 1. Alright guys, so on this last problem right here, I want you to pause the video and try it on your own and see what you get, and then compare it with the answer that I get, okay? So do that right now. Alright guys, so this should have been the correct answer that you got. Now, this might be in a different order that you may have, the terms might be in a different order. You might have the negative x squared at the end or something like that. But just for now, as a general rule of thumb, I would definitely write all the terms in descending order of exponents. So if we had an x cubed, that would go first. Doesn't matter if it's negative or positive. Just do that because I think your teachers will appreciate if you write the terms in descending order. So yes, the correct answer is negative x squared minus 2x minus 1. It can be rewritten in a different way, but preferably in this order. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this helped with anybody struggling with adding and subtracting functions. So that's it. Thanks, guys. See you next time.